All right, I'm back. So this is what I got right now. I'm mocking up the tail, the Carbon Easy tail, just to kind of see where everything is. The wiring, which looks crazy as hell, but I mean on S1000, any 1K, you don't have much space. So the nitrous control and everything is back there, and it's I try to get this so I can still use my GS911, just take the seat off. I'm gonna have to push this back further though, because I don't think the seat might work. But eventually I'm gonna begin the process of making sure everything works. I'm gonna try to zip tie all these wires, shorten them, you know, and kind of pull them off to the side so that I have access to the ABS. I figured this ABS pumps probably like 3 to 4 pounds. I do want to retain the cruise control and all of that, so oh well. But I am still going to go to a single rotor up front. So I just know that I have an extra 3 pounds here. I do have a 525 chain on this as well. So like if you want obviously max effort, max weight savings, then go to a 520. The exhaust, I was thinking about buying another exhaust, but I'm going to keep the exhaust. I mean, it's probably a pound or two difference. And there's some other things on the bike like the triple tree, the lowering clamp, this plastic piece in here that realistically does nothing. I can take this out as well, among some other things. All these carbon covers, I mean, you're talking ounces, but whatever, you know. I'm waiting for my Q5s to come in. Got my wheel off already, just waiting to get the spacers from the hardware store, and then I'll space the speed ring out and then install it, get the tires on, and then I got to take everything up here apart, and then I got some floating buttons for the other rotor, so I'm gonna take this rotor and make this an actual full floating rotor, but that'll all happen once all of this is off. So far I got some leadway. Oh, and then I think I said it before, but this had to switch to the other side. I'm glad Tytails has, I think this is an exhaust hanger, but this is a nitrous bracket made by DME. So this kind of works. It's just on the opposite side, and I still have some clearance even though it's like right there near the exhaust. So I'll just push the bottle up a little bit more and then still run the lines and it'll be fine. Well, hopefully it'll be fine. Outside of that, it's a lot of rambling and talking. Other weight savings, the shock. I did weigh the stock shock versus a Öhlins versus a Penske, and I think it was a pound or more. That's on the other bike that's over there, my stroker bike. And outside of that, I do have a carbon tank that I got JL to modify because the race gas just tore up the carbon tank. So I got them to basically chop it up and then put a fuel cell inside of it. I weighed it last night. I think it was like 7 pounds or something like that, which, I mean, that's I think that's actually 2 pounds over what the stock one weighs. I think the stock one's like 5 or 7 pounds or something like that. But I wanted to utilize the tank that I spent almost $3,000 on, so oh well, you know. This is just something I'm trying to hurry up and get together with some upgrades, slight upgrades, so that I can get out and, you know, have some fun with my friends. The only other thing I'll add is the oil cooler. So I was going to delete the oil cooler and get a bypass to just run the oil cooler block off. I haven't made up my mind totally yet on that, so I am gonna just leave it alone and not do it. Maybe that oil cooler will help because there's weight at the front and the swing arm is 0 to 4. So at any rate, still working on it. I hope y'all enjoying this video. I do need to take the bar ends and these frame sliders off. I don't know how much this weighs, but there's other things that I see that on that bike over there doesn't exist. So at any rate, guess I'll update you when I get some more weight savings. But I think so far I want to say I've deleted almost 10 pounds off the bike already, and I haven't even gotten to the big major components, whether that be wheels, the calipers, stuff like that, the gas tank, you know, me, but you know what I mean? So it's not really, usually, I mean, I still have this on here, which deleting the rear brake. So it's just little things that needs to come off, but my goal is 20 pounds and I think I'm gonna reach it, especially with the weight of the calipers. So at the end of all of this, I got my little box over there. I'll put everything in the box, put it on the scale, and then we'll see what happens. So back to work. All right, so I took off the frame sliders and bar ends. I'm gonna put the bolts back in. I do have titanium bolts on the way, so, so I'm just gonna not have the bolts in here. Well, this would be titanium, so I guess you can, a titanium bolt is what, a couple of ounces versus whatever this is. So let me just put all of this on. Alright, so that's reading a pound and some change. Frame sliders and bar ends, a whole nother pound. Good to go, good to go. Okay, so just took the rotor off, stock. Don't know how heavy it is, but I'm about to weigh it. So let me turn it on. And okay. Let's see. So that rotor by itself, you can't see it, but it's 3 pounds 7/8 ounces. Let me see. 3 pounds 7/8 ounces, and that's just the rotor. Now what I did get is some aluminum lightweight buttons for the other rotor, but that is kind of heavy. I guess if I was like really serious about it, I would change this out and get an aftermarket, so something that's lighter. But 3 pounds 7/8 ounces. Okay, so I have the Leaf brake delete, and let's see how much weight we were saving. I put everything in a bag just to kind of see. So we have this minus the bolts, because I guess I could, well no, because the speed ring has to go back on. So, and I did not order titanium for it, and I'm not sure I will. But let's see. Let me do this. Okay, so that's 9.6 ounces. That's this. So that, all of that is 3.79, so almost 4 pounds. So that's just the rear brake delete. You lose almost 4 pounds. So I took off the rest of the rear brake stuff. I think I just got this little piece right here, and I'm gonna take all of that off and remove this once I remove the rear set. Don't feel like dealing with that right now, but I weighed everything. I'll just do this. That says 4 pounds 11.9 ounces. And the reason why I did that is because I forgot to turn the camera on, but I did send it to my race chat. So anyways, that's where I'm at, and I'm gonna call it a night for now. I still have the rest of, I just kind of got these plugged until I get screws to actually plug them. But I still have more lines to take out, and I think I'm gonna leave like one line. I just have to trace all of this stuff through the bike and then take it off and all of this. So, and then I have my core motor line, the custom line, going for, from the master to the rotor. My wheels are over here ready for the rubber to come in. I've already taken most of the stuff off. So anyways, so far I'm well over 10 pounds. I'm more like, I don't even know if you added up through the video, but I'm over 10 pounds of weight saving so far. So the goal is 20, and it's really easy. It's really easy. There's still a lot of things on this bike that my other bike doesn't have, but whatever. All right.